Hi everyone. Welcome everybody to the 5th monthly Q&A. Well, let's kick it off. This is the latest update, version 0.52. So, quick overview on what we've added, and it's a lot, so I'm going to rattle through them pretty quickly, and then we'll go into more detail if y'all have questions on specific things for the rest of the event. First and foremost, we talked about this in the last QA, a new underground dungeon for the Campfire Hangout. And we're calling these dungeons Celestial Halls. It's on the far side of the river. If you go that way, it's the entrance to the cave that you remember from before. If you go all the way into the depths of it, you'll see parts of it have changed. And the place where Garfield used to be hiding, that's actually the entrance to where the dungeon truly begins. And it gets pretty crazy. It's super dark down there. You got to bring a torch. There's like ancient puzzles, things to climb, enemies to fight, and we'll hop into all that in this play session. But I will say there are things that we didn't get around to finishing. So some things are cut a little short. You'll notice them as well when you're playing. If you die and respawn in single player, you'll see that it'll say something like skill tree coming soon. That's part of our new rebirth multi-generational permadeath. In the next update, we're going to be going really heavy on the first real chapter of the game, where you can get to play multiple generations of your character's life. And that's how we're going to progress, is basically you'll unlock skills, but only after you've died and returned. So you can only use your experience gained in life for your next generation. That encourages you to keep moving forward. And the other thing that is not totally finished is the Saugeen Bluffs Underground. So the dungeon, the Celestial Hall, is one major part of the underground, but you're going to find across the map, you're going to notice like other holes and caves and entrances to tunnels. Enter at your own peril. Be super careful. A lot of these tunnels are unfinished. They can be unstable. They could collapse on you. No, not really, but they're just, you can get trapped really easily, and you may not be able to climb out.
Wrong kind of unstable.
Yeah, so careful. You can explore some of the tunnels in the map, but just know that they don't all connect yet. They're unfinished, but we're going to be expanding on the Saugeen Bluffs Underground. It was a much bigger undertaking than we had time for, so this update, we really focused on the dungeon specifically, which has its own set of challenges, and then the survival stats. So I don't know if you can see this. Okay, you can't see it on me in third person, but I'm going to turn off the smooth cam so you can see this. The other big change to this update is you now have sprint and climb stamina. So before you could kind of like sprint forever and hang on as long as you want, and we added, to add some challenge to the game, 2 different stamina rings that only happen in those situations. When you sprint, you'll see down here your sprint meter lowering. If you stop sprinting, it regens pretty quickly. But it's to encourage you to like pace yourself when you're running, give yourself a break to regenerate it. If you run all the way past it and you don't let it regenerate, then you end up with a sprint crash, and now you can't sprint for a period of time while it regenerates. It's kind of like Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom inspired, as you can see from the green ring. And similar, when you actually climb, you'll get one up here instead, and that is your climb stamina. It works the same way. If it runs all the way out while you're climbing, you'll basically drop and you won't be able to catch yourself. You won't be able to push yourself up or catch yourself on ledges. You'll just fall. So it drains much faster when you're hanging on with one hand. You see how fast that's going down? And if you hold on with 2 hands, it drains pretty slowly. So that's a good way to keep yourself from falling while climbing, is to hang on with 2 hands. Hang on with 1 hand, you're losing stamina quickly. 2 hands, a lot more stable. And we're going to expand on that in later updates to be able to, climb certain surfaces better than others, for example. Like if I was climbing the branches here, I'm going to make it so the stamina drains slower versus if you're just like trying to palm the bark. Right now, it's just 1 hand versus 2 hands is the only difference. We kept it simple. We're planning on expanding on that later.
And James, we've gotten a little question,
Ahoy.
Actually.
We got our first question.
When might we see another model for the deer in which they don't have antlers? So we have doe as well as deer.
Oh, doe variant. Hello, Survivor. Cool skull. Our question we got from the community was, when will we see another variant of the deer that don't have antlers? A female deer, a doe. And that's a great question. I can add that super fast. We actually have one ready. I just haven't set it up like to be an animal yet. So we have the art for it. You could expect to see that probably in the next update, honestly. So in the next update, we could definitely add doe variants. That's been asked a couple times, so if that's something y'all want, we can definitely put that in the game. For this update, we added 2 new animals. One is the elusive rabbit. This is the animal that we've been waiting for, the animal that we had shown in videos in the past but wasn't in the game. You can now get a rabbit, pick it up by the ears, you can kill it with a rock, you can get a rib meat out of it, and 1 skin hide out of it. And they only got like 25 HP, so really easy to kill if you get a hit on them, but they're really fast and really small targets, so it's pretty fun to chase them around. You can find them over on that side of the map. They spawn by the apple trees and in a few other places. But also we want to add different colorations for animals, like different colors of wolves. We have planned, we have white ones and black wolves that we haven't added yet. It'd be cool if their stats were a little different. Like the Arctic wolves could be stronger than like regular wolves, and the ones that kind of look like huskies, maybe they're easier to tame because they're more domestic. Yeah, lots of possibilities there. Oh, woof battle. Oh, this reminds me of another thing I just added. Battle music. So if an animal goes red, if it gets aggressive, we have battle music that now plays. And if you wait it out and they calm down again, the battle music ends, or you can kill them and the battle music ends. And it's scary when it's dark. Oh, another new addition to this update, 0.52. We have a new friend to introduce you to. This guy, he's really special to me and my family. His name's Craig. Say hi, Craig.
Oh my god, hi Craig!
Hi, Craig. How's it going, bro? Craig lives here in the village.
Hey, Craig.
Yeah, we're basically brothers. We were raised together.
Do we have
Come on, please, light.
Animals that could be afraid of fire and will be repelled by
That's something we've
campfire?
been... Actually, we had that in an early version. That's something we really need to re-implement. Right now, the animals don't seem to be detecting fire from your torches. So that's something that needs to be fixed. But it is planned feature to be able to scare them with fire. The next thing that we're going to do is actually the other map. So that's going to be huge. So we decided instead of like starting on trails of the map, we're going to start in your village. You're going to get some exposition, and then you'll be able to go through the dungeon. And then when you go through the dungeon, you're going to unlock this star map, Amber Amulet thing. So that's what we posted in Survivor Chat earlier. It's going to be an important part of the story. You're found with this little charm around your neck as a baby, and it's part of a map of constellations, one at a time, that shows you the journey to your ancestral homeland, which is the lost Ice Age civilization. And you're unlocking these secrets one little codex page at a time. And you'll see how that works in the next update. Oh, I almost forgot. About a huge feature. Y'all, there's a huge feature I added that I forgot to tell you about. You can swim now.
Oh yeah! You spent a really long time on that.
Yeah, we have full physics-based swimming now. We've added that to the game. There's parts of the river. This main section is just as shallow as it was before, but if you go further down, it's deeper. If you go further down this way, it's also deeper. There's deeper parts of the river where you can actually swim now. We have underwater vegetation. I'll show you guys how it works. So, when you're in the water, you just have to get your head underwater or like your body near the water. You crouch in. And if your hands are under the water level and you're not like still standing, so you have to get into slightly deeper water, see, you can actually push yourself. You just basically push the water, and it's like, so you can push yourself in any direction, but if you start doing gestures like this, like swim forward, your guy swims forward. You can even do like a breaststroke, and he swims like that. It is super fun. It's super immersive. It feels really cool to like move yourself in the water. So sometimes it takes a little bit to get used to, but once you do, I think it feels really immersive. I think you guys are really gonna like it. And it's as fast as you paddle, as fast as you could swim, so you can swim fast.
Cinecry has asked an interesting question.
A question from Cinecry.
If I brought an axe underwater and started swinging it around, would it like move slower because it's in the heavy water?
Right now it doesn't. You can actually continue to swim while holding a tool. It does extinguish your torches though. Swinging it around to be heavier because the water resistance. That's a really cool idea. The water doesn't have like fully like simulated buoyancy or physics yet. So if you like drop something in, it always sinks basically. We really want to improve that so that, like, for example, an apple or something might float, and along with that, it would be really cool to have it so swinging objects, the physics are different underwater versus over water. So yeah, this is our first pass at the swimming in the water system. We will definitely be improving the graphics, visuals, and immersion, and that would be a great way to do it. Good suggestion, Cinecry. Also, if you're playing multiplayer, you'll notice there are no beds. Yeah, there's no beds on multiplayer. That's because if you sleep and it passes 6 hours, what happens to everybody else? Like, you can't do it. So we don't have beds right now. We're going to eventually make it so, like, it's Minecraft, where you sleep in a bed and it's like 1 out of 4 players is sleeping. You know, do you want to sleep too? But for now, since we don't have that yet, we just removed the beds from multiplayer. Oh, and here it is. The entrance to the Celestial Hall. Celestial Hall entrance discovered. So this is like already pretty far in the cave, but you have to go really deep to just be able to find it. This is where Garfield used to be. There used to be like a pile of rocks here. Now, I'm not going to tell you where Garfield is now, because I want you all to be able to discover him. But he's in a much, much more hidden location. This is where the challenges of the dungeon really begin. I want to make these like items, like in Zelda. You pick them up, and then maybe you can use them as a light source later. Right now, they're just environment; they're not grabbable. But yeah, so this is update 0.52. It's the new one with the cave update, with the sprint stamina, the swimming mechanics. Lots of really good features in this version. A few new bugs that we've introduced that I'll be roughing out in the next couple days. We'll be polishing it and fixing those bugs for both the PC and the Quest version. And yeah, and now with the new content, it's really fun to go into the caves and explore and collect resources to make it easier on yourself so you can actually survive down there. Really big things coming soon. I think with the time as it is now, we're probably going to end the stream in just a couple minutes here. Any last questions, please let me hear them before we go. We're going to have another community event probably between this month and next before the QA. So we're going to basically space them out. QA, community playtest event, QA, community playtest event. And then any other times y'all want to meet up with each other in between. Maybe we'll do some kind of like community-based events where you guys can decide on a date that you're like, hey, everyone want to play today, to let you guys get together. Because I know sometimes it's yeah, it's hard to find people.
Are we gonna do like Steam news as well? Because there's like patch notes that you post, but the Steam news page.
That is a great question. And you know, the Steam page is super outdated. We are planning on revamping the whole thing. We got new store art coming soon, custom commissioned art for the game's cover. We're going to update the screenshots and the videos because they're very, very outdated from a very old version before we even had a public version. So there's going to be big changes to the Steam page and the App Lab page when that comes as well. Yeah, and different rocks, better or worse, by the way. The flint rock does deal significantly more damage when stabbing and hitting animals with tools made from flint. And obsidian's going to be even better. We're also going to make like obsidian sharper so that it stabs in and stabs out faster. Like you notice probably sometimes you can get weapons stuck in animals sometimes because that's like a lot of friction. So we're gonna make the obsidian like much sharper to come out like real smooth. Clothes are another idea we've been talking about. Like we want to add like shawl / poncho you can craft with hides that you'll be able to like stack and layer to keep yourself warm, which is also going to be a big part of the next map and the next dungeon. Warmth is going to be a factor, because it's going to be in an icier location, frozen lake, and really cool things coming for that one. We're still working on it, but eventually Craig's going to take you down to the Bruce Peninsula map, and it's probably going to be 4 times the size of the current map. Oh, guys, this is important. If you just close the app or it crashes before you quit, it doesn't always save your tames. So you have to be careful if you have tames. You have to hit quit from single player to save your tames. I'm going to fix this and make it so it saves them automatically every time you tame a new animal. But if you do like realize, like come back into the game and be like, my animals are gone. What the heck happened? That might have been what happened. So yeah, thanks again everybody for joining. Thanks Sheba. Thanks Sheba for those kind words. Had a lot of fun. And we'll see you guys in the next one and at the next community play session together. It's not a QA. We're just going to be playing. So if you want to hop in, that'll be a good time to do it. We'll make an event, more information available soon. All right, Sheba, it's time for us to go. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.